Hey, yo, we're back at 49ers Roundup. We definitely got plenty to talk about, talk about what's going on right now. A lot of moves going on in the NFL, so let's get down right to it.
Roundup.
Bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn, fuck a hood, tax you for a gram. Pussy nigga, do you know who I am? Damn, bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn, fuck a hood, tax you for a gram. Pussy nigga, do you know who I am?
Hey, yo, we are back at 49ers Roundup. It's your boy, I am D's Rand, CG Ruthless. We're in the building, man. Like I said, definitely to talk about NFL news going on, man. First off, with Myles Garrett getting traded to the Rams, man. What does that mean for the 49ers going forward?
That just makes our fan base go like this, like McAllister, like ah. But in reality, bro, it's off season. It's good on paper. Don't get me wrong. The Rams are trying to solidify themselves into competing for the Super Bowl because it's going to be at SoFi Stadium. So what do you got to do to get past your division? You got to get one of the best players in the game. So if it has to take giving up Jared Verse, then so be it. If you got to give up some draft capital, then F them picks in their motto, right?
All right. I guess at the end of the day, man, the 49ers going forward still need to obviously didn't make a move at this point. Joey Bosa is still available. Don't fuck that up. Don't fuck that up for real, because they need to go get that.
Well, if John Lynch doesn't do nothing, man, then he's the George W. Bush of the NFL, bro. Come on. Don't do squat. Don't be a dummy, bro. Go sign Joey's brother. Go sign Nick's brother.
If the league wants to say it's unfair, the Rams get to play unfair. Why can't we? So, and we got the cap space to pull it off at least a 1 year or 2 year deal. Why not?
Well, here's the problem. These press conference, they are just hinting they're hinting the rollover cap space nonsense, bro. Why not just go all in for once? Let's sign somebody. Let's acquire somebody. Like, okay, yeah, all right, we missed out on Myles Garrett. You know what? Let's go call the New York Giants for Kayvon Thibodeau. Let's see what they want to return. Let's give up something for Kayvon Thibodeau. Let's make a deal to where the Giants can't say no, bro. You need those pass rush. And the Giants, let's be honest, they're maybe a couple years away from being solid, bro. They need more foundation.
Right. So, somebody's got to make a move here. It definitely needs to be John Lynch. I know the 49ers look good going in. Like I said, we need to load up somewhere, somehow. And at the end of the day, somebody needs to make a move.
Somebody needs to make a move. But you know what would be the best move that we don't have to do squat about? This may sound petty and harsh, but if Jake Brendel's on injured reserve, that would be the best offseason move.
Explain,
bro, because he's the worst center of the league. You can't get any worse with him. Like, you can get any other center and you'll be okay. But if he was on IR, bro, that would be the best season. And that's not the hate, bro, but he just doesn't cut it.
Well, at the end of the day, they just paid him, didn't they not? Didn't they just restructure his contract or give him some money?
Yeah, they restructured it. Doesn't mean he's coming back next year.
Yeah, he may not come back next year. So that's an opportunity for one of these rookies to step up and maybe get in there.
That would be the best do-nothing offseason, just to see him get hurt during training camp or something. Then you can go with another center.
Well, yeah, definitely might. And at the end of the day, there's still a possibility he could get hurt and still definitely needs to.
And he's like 34 years old, bro. He's going to go through some injuries, like arthritis and all that stuff.
And speaking of position moves and things like that, we also got to deal with Kaelon Black, whose stock is rising. And then you got Jordan James also in the mix too. So who? And with Isaac Grindle now being out with a shoulder injury, I definitely believe who's gonna make it. Who's gonna be the guy here? It feels like it's gonna be Kaelon Black. The 49ers apparently love him. So what do you think about who's gonna be that number 2 guy?
Well, I'm thinking since they drafted Kaelon Black pretty high, Jordan James is making a strong push. But honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if Kaelon Black's the number 2 back.
Does not surprise me. They're showing him what he's doing in OTAs. After a few days, man, these rookies are definitely showing out as well. So what are you feeling about OTAs as well?
Jordan James is kind of like making strides and all that stuff too, but him and Kalon Black will be a close second with competition. So maybe they should try to find ways to get them both on the field too for CMC to be fresh. But I think Kalon Black is the obvious choice because he's more experienced in college. He's a good pass blocking running back, and he can catch off the backfield. I mean, he's a little faster than Jordan James. Jordan James is just more of he's an okay kind of runner, but a good receiving back too. But as far as a pass blocker, that's where he might need to work on.
Yeah, he's more like the change the pace kind of back? Do you think? Matt Breida back in the day when we had him kind of change the pace.
He's more of
a starter.
Nah, he's kind of more like this may sound crazy, but he's kind of like a Jordan Mason. Not like he's a little bit. He's a little lighter. He's a little lighter than Jordan Mason, but he is hard to tackle too for a 210-pound running back or something. Yeah. I mean, he's a good runner too. Like if you watch some of his tape, you can see some of those runs. He runs about the same speed as Jordan Mason, but he is not easy to tackle too. So I can see a little bit of Jordan Mason in him.
Yeah, who are some other guys that are standing out right now in OTAs? I know Stribling. I heard he had a good day today. Rasheem Morris talking about he torched him and got him for a couple of deep balls today. So,
well, he's making progress. I guess people kind of expected it. I mean, that's what you expect from some rookies. They had to adjust quickly at some point. But the one who I've heard about standing out the most is I know this doesn't matter because we're not into the training camp stuff. But, man, watch out for Connor Colby. He's going to be the one that's going to be starting at left guard, and the guy's bulked up a little bit muscles. Competition at left guard, it can come down to Connor Colby winning that job.
Yeah, I think Connor Colby, he's been standing out. I've been hearing his name a lot, flying around on social media and throughout camp. So definitely that's a name that's going to be flying around. And I think I'm definitely going to be excited for what he's going to be bringing. What do you think Connor Colby's going to be bringing to the table?
Coming from Iowa, like from last year, he brings a good run blocking style that we like. So is he quite a good pass blocker? He's all right. Run blocking is where you're definitely going to get your money's worth, especially with him and Trent Williams.
Oh, yeah.
I just think when we're talking about standout, I got to wait until training camp. But if we're talking about somebody that's just making impact in shorts and all that other stuff, we're hearing about Jacob Cowing. Jacob Cowing's looking pretty nice. I mean, you're seeing a lot of buzz about him. He's making a strong push to try to make the final spot at the roster. He's trying to get some playing time or at least try to be a returner in some ways, you know.
Another guy that I was thinking of bringing up too was Jordan Watkins. I heard his name a couple times in camp too. Heard he's came back looking in shape, looking really good as well. So I think he does have his experience as a returner, so he should have been that return guy last year if he was able to stay healthy.
Yeah. And then I've heard of Jordan James too.
Yeah, that he's gonna make. I believe those two guys might be some pretty good returners. Another interesting roster move that the 49ers definitely made today was acquiring safety Ashton Davis.
Ashton Davis. Last year, Robert Saleh wanted this guy, and we didn't get him. But he's got experience. I guess as far as his coverage, it's decent. He's faster than Jair Brown. I mean, you're getting a local kid from Santa Cruz. I mean, he's a guy that he's coming back home, but you're definitely going to get somebody who's going to make the team as a special teamer and possibly as a reserve safety.
Reserve safety. So you don't think he's going to be trying to ever compete for maybe possibly a starting role unless somebody gets hurt, something like that?
Well, he's just going to be a backup. Like, I think his role is mostly as a backup unless he can beat out Jair Brown. You do got Marquise Sigel. So
yeah, that's
he becomes a backup. He's a backup. So he has a chance to make the team because I think we're probably going to keep 4 safeties and he'll be the 4th guy.
So yeah, that's definitely going to be an interesting position battle along with some parts of the offensive line. Definitely the right side, maybe center if your theory comes to play with Jake Brindle maybe hitting that IR. But
Well, that would be our best offseason is if we're not doing nothing, if we're not making a move, dude. You can't go wrong with Brett Toff. You can't go wrong with the rookie offensive lineman from Washington, Carver Willis. You can't go wrong with those choices, bro. Those are better options than Brando. But we're still, I mean, Chris Forrester thinks this guy's the greatest freaking center since the slice of bread, bro.
bro, that's wild.
If you want to talk about doing nothing in the offseason, the best nothing move is to see Brando get hurt. And I don't wish that on nobody else. But come on, bro. He sucks.
Oh my god, that's crazy, man.
Hey, dude, if he was ever in the parking lot, you can give me your keys and I'll run his ass over for you. Just take him out.
Wow.
And you didn't
That's
see
wild.
it. You can tell the cops I didn't do nothing on that scene. It'll be like
What other position battles that you feel that you think that might end up coming into play, coming into training camp?
What might be the more interesting battle?
Yeah.
I think slot receiver might be because Christian Kirk, just because he signed a contract, I don't think he's guaranteed to play a starting role, bro. He's just there to compete for a roster spot. You do have DeMarcus Robinson with experience. You just drafted the kid from Ole Miss Stribling, so you have options to play slot receiver. That's an interesting competition. Left guard is probably the most intriguing one, but I think Connor Colby just has the leg up right now. You know,
Connor Colby definitely has a leg up. Okay, so left guard and then receiver. Yeah, I definitely don't feel like maybe Christian Kirk is guaranteed a roster spot. Man, he did sign a pretty good deal, but yeah, he's got Ricky Pearsall to compete with. Jake McCown's trying to get a spot. So yeah, the 49ers I definitely probably feel going to be deep at receiver. I feel like the defensive line is gonna be a play, man, because you don't know who they intend to put there. Michael Williams coming back off an injury as well, so definitely the defensive line is definitely being interested. I'm definitely interested in that RB2 spot. Wondering who's gonna wind up there. Special team guys, definitely. I don't know who's gonna be our return guys coming this year. I feel like Jordan Watkins, that could be his opportunity there. As a punt returner, I know he does have that experience. Jacob Cowan, you feel is better?
I think he's probably more qualified for what he did previously. I mean, if he can make strides from what he did previously, then I think he has a chance.
So yeah, those are two special teams gonna be kind of interest. So that's definitely an opportunity. Safety, like I said, Seagull's gonna be in Jair Brown. I'm definitely gonna be the top two to battle that out. Ashton Davis could come into play. Free agency wise, they should have waited and signed Harrison. Dude that hit George Kittle in the dick. You know who I'm talking about from the Vikings.
Oh, you're talking about the safety, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they should have went back. Yes, sir. They should have. Yeah, they should have went and signed him because I think he's
old.
Isn't he a free agent though?
I think he's already been signed. Or I think he's been re-signed to the Vikings. I'll check it out.
That's what I thought, man. I was like, man, at that time before they were talking about safety, I thought that was a name that was still available.
I'm gonna look up Harrison Smith because I think he's already been re-signed. No, I think he's been retired. That dude's been he's been retired, bro. He's retired.
Oh, wow.
He announced his retirement.
I didn't even know that. I did not.
That dude, he had a good career.
Damn, because that's who I thought I would have been. That would have been a nice little acquisition.
You know which one we
make some competition.
You know which one we could have got was Justin Simmons. He's out there.
Is he? Oh, is he still available?
Mm-hmm. I don't think nobody signed him.
I thought he.
He's open to. He's open to get signed. He says whoever signs him. I mean, dude, Kyle Van Noy, even though he's old, he's interested to join the 49ers.
Yeah, he said that. Kyle Van Noy said that.
Sign him, man. Let's see what he's got left in the tank.
49ers need to make a move somewhere, anywhere. Like,
dude, I don't care
if the Rams need to load up, we need to do the same thing, and we need to load up.
Dude, Niners can't do no worse, bro. I don't care if you sign a 68-year-old Charles Haley, bro. Just get him out to the rush the quarterback.
We need somebody, bro.
Somebody.
So at the end of the day, the 49ers need to make a move as far as them, the Rams, because at this point, and honestly, the Rams are still loading up to get their ass whooped.
They're loading up. They're loading up. Don't get it twisted, but on paper, you got to give credit on that part, but it doesn't mean nothing.
Honestly,
I mean,
and here's a question that a lot of folks, 49er fans, have been asking too. What could we have done to get Myles Garrett? Could
okay.
John Lynch made it? And we all know John Ness is known for finessing motherfuckers out here. So at the end of the day, could John Lynch could have finessed Cleveland and ended up getting Myles Garrett at any
this
point?
trade would have been more of the Trey Lance trade, but this would have been worth the trade.
Right.
If you were talking about giving up multiple first-round picks, I'd do it. But you don't have any other players they want. Like Fred Warner's probably the only player you have. Bosa's coming off a serious injury. I don't think they want to take a flyer on him. I mean, you got other options, but for what? You don't have nobody else. So that's what the Rams have more assets to that compared to us. So they got Jarrett Verse, which they had that leverage. The difference is the Rams have hit well in the draft, which we failed to do that. Maybe we could have had our own Jarrett Verse or some other players, but we never did because this regime just keeps missing on these players. If we would have had hit on these players, maybe we would have got Myles Garrett for whatever reason.
Yeah, we could have got but it cost them. I think they cost him a couple of first rounds this year
and multiple other picks.
Yeah, multiple other picks for the couple of years after that. So yeah, it was a costly trade, and Myles Garrett does have a pretty big contract too. So I know they have to take that on too.
And the Browns are off the books because of the Deshaun Watson contract.
Right. Oh man, they've been on. I think that contract is still huge at the end of the day. And the funny thing is, I'd be shocked if George still starts over him.
Nah, they're gonna try to force feed into Watson.
Well, yeah.
They're not
gonna like it though.
No, but they're gonna force feed him in because of the contract, and then plus, don't be surprised. Maybe in the midseason he'll start stunking up the joint, and then that's when they'll bench him and go with Shador, and Shador will probably get you maybe a couple of wins, and then they'll get Arch Manning.
Oh my God, dude! I'm sorry. Don't do that. I'm sorry. I openly say I'm a fan of Shador Sanders, bro. I did watch him at Colorado, and I watched him do his thing at Colorado, and it did suck to watch him fall 4 rounds in the draft. So at the end of the day, I feel like Shador is maybe better suited for the Browns, but yeah, he's still got a lot of work to do at the end of the day.
He's got a lot of work to improve, but I don't see it with him right away. It's like not right away. Project.
Yeah, he's a project. He's still, but obviously I've watched him play. He did his thing for a little bit at the end of the season, so got a few wins, man. At the end of the day, but coming back around, I think we don't even play them this year. So at the end of the day,
no, we already beat them. We beat them,
and we probably we beat them anyway. So then coming around and speaking of that. We got to come around to Donte Whitner in this handicap match versus Jair Brown and Deommodore Lenoir, and then his latest diss on Brock Purdy. Man, what are you thinking about this?
Oh man, dude, are we talking about what he just said? Man, dude, I'll say this.
This match is scheduled for one fall.
Well,
on the race to the ring. Man.
Here's what's going to happen. Donte Whitner, you get a pass on Jair Brown. I'll give you the benefit of doubts. But why did you attack Lenoir and Brock? They're not the problem. You can criticize Jair Brown and call him soft however you want, but you're going to call out Lenoir? You're going to call out Purdy? What I didn't understand about the Purdy take was, bro, he did come from behind and won. Did we forget about the Packers and Lions game? What about the Raider game in Las Vegas? We won by being down by 10 points.
Right. And I think the thing that Donte Whitner was calling out was the fact that he was talking about the fact that, of course, we're not a team that's going to sit back and throw 40 times a game. We might be able to do that with this offense this season, but in years past, we didn't have a guy that could go deep and get open and get separation. So, of course, we're not going to be throwing the ball 40 times a game. And, of course, he's also talking about the fact that if Brock did have to do that, he would, of course, throw an interception, create some type of turnover without, make it with his decision making or something like that. So I think that's what Dante was definitely talking about.
Yeah,
in
but
retrospect.
his problem is, bro, we've been down by multiple touchdowns going into the fourth quarter before. So Brock's proven that. Like, dude, we were down going into halftime against Detroit. That could have been game over.
Yeah, that game. Yeah, going into halftime, they were up what 21 points.
What about the raining day? What about the raining game against the Packers, man? We were down by 10 or something, right? We came back and beat the Packers. Who was playing quarterback? Purdy was.
Right.
I mean, we were down by 10 points going against the Raiders at Las Vegas. We came back and won. Let's see. Last year, going into the fourth quarter, it was adversity, man. Against Philadelphia, with you didn't have nothing, you had nobody around you. You had Juwan, you had Robinson. I mean, you had McCaffrey, even though McCaffrey just wasn't the same player, bro, like as a running back, but that's all you had around you. And your line was pretty much dinged up and decimated a little bit. You were going through a mid-tier offensive line. Your defense was falling off, and you had to pretty much pick up the slack. So you were down going into the fourth quarter. Yeah, you might have thrown multiple picks, but what matters is you came back and took advantage of the last drive and won.
Mm-hmm.
So
you get one of these, the interception don't matter, bro.
It don't matter. It's about bouncing.
You get one of these, you be like James Winston to eat one of these. You definitely ain't nobody gonna care about that one interception.
Oh, they're not gonna care about. They can care less about. Yeah, they can care less about the 3 picks.
Right. It could have been like that game where he threw 4 picks against the Ravens. Had he won that game, because that game we almost still won that game. He threw 4 picks in that game, but we still almost won that game. And given the fact nobody would have gave a shit had we won that game.
They would have trashed
that we lost.
Dude, they always find ways to trash Brock even if we win. Like these Grant Cohn guys, this Tyler guy copies Grant too damn much, bro. He's such a Grant copycat. Look at his face, so he tries to look like Grant, so he must love that guy.
Well, there's a lot of guys out here dissing on Brock Purdy, and it don't make sense at the end of the day. They gonna call him a gimmicky quarterback. He ain't got enough arm. What?
Dude, I've seen quarterbacks who didn't even have that arm talent, but they had to get better at it. So
right, and of course everybody wants to rate the top quarterback to who? Patrick Mahomes, of course. So they want to be able because of course Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Those two type of quarterback could sit back there in the pocket, throw the ball 40 times, and dice up your defense without a problem.
Yeah, and the way they want to make the comparison, they get mad when I throw in the Drew Brees comparison. They think it's an insult for me to compare Purdy to that when I keep showing clips of Drew Brees saying that he does see a bit of himself. Like, does that really kind of prove my case? And then I tell him, dude, you're comparing him and Jimmy. That's kind of a casual take because you're comparing apples and oranges, like 2 different quarterbacks. You want to talk about the results of the same, bro, but at least with Brock, you had a chance. You had more of a chance to come from behind. Jimmy couldn't get you that. Everything had to be perfect for Jimmy, or else we were screwed.
The only difference is between Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy in the sense that Brock Purdy was definitely more athletic. Brock Purdy definitely got the better arm talent. Jimmy had a really good understanding of Kyle's offense, and he played it to the T. But that motherfucker couldn't throw the ball past 30 yards.
But he couldn't. He had to have a lead, or else it would have been folded. With Brock, you still have a chance to come from behind.
Right. And, of course, you didn't.
But comparing it with those two, dude, it just doesn't make sense. Like, just because you play in the same system does not mean you're the same exact quarterback, bro.
Exactly.
Quarterbacks.
He had a great understanding of the defense, and then Brock Purdy has a fucking phenomenal understanding. And then also, he plays outside of that, and people don't recognize that he does play outside of that. They think he's just a gimmicky quarterback. Okay, yeah, you play in a great system. You got a great running back behind you, takes the pressure off of you. You got even phenomenal receivers now with Mike Evans at the top of the fold, and then of course Christian Kirk, Ricky Pearsall, and hopefully these guys can all stay healthy. And then of course dribbling in the fold now. So
Well,
He's got an opportunity to make things happen and be that top quarterback and probably maybe dice up, throw the ball 40 times. But in actuality, he still don't got to do that because he's got the best running back behind him, and that's Christian McCaffrey.
absolutely. But from what we're talking about, what Brock has shown through time compared to Jimmy Garoppolo is he can do a lot more. I mean, it's not rocket science. What Jimmy did was great. He operated the offense, but he wasn't quite the guy to elevate.
Yeah, he didn't elevate the offense.
Like Mac Jones is good too, but I see more of the ugly Jimmy G with a pot belly, man. That's what I see in Mac Jones, an ugly Jimmy G with a pot belly.
Oh my God. But like I said, Mac Jones, bro, you gotta give him. Nobody gave him credit for what he did last
But
year.
he's good. He's fit.
And
Right?
he came out and got. Hey, so I'm not mad at that.
He got hurt, but he toughened it out. But I'm
He
just
toughed
saying,
it out, bro. And
it's
did
too
what he had to do and made plays.
If you want to compare similarities, Mac Jones and Jimmy are not far off. But Brock's at a different level.
Right.
That's just so when I say he's Drew Brees, you damn right. I know what I'm talking about. But when they say he's Jimmy G, bro, you don't know what you're talking about, man. You're on
agree with
drugs.
that assessment either. I don't agree with that assessment. That's a wild assessment.
I mean, a couple years back, maybe I had a take on that because I thought of it that way, but he proved me wrong more with the way he moves down the field. So he's not quite a check down quarterback. That's what I've been trying to tell people, dude. He's the least check down quarterback. There's times I want him to throw the check downs, but he tries too much.
Yeah, and sometimes those not throwing that check down results in an overthrow, and of course it ends up in the other guy's arms. You know, that happens. Hopefully, like I said, Brock Purdy turn it around. He's got definitely an opportunity to do that this year. And then we've got to go on to last but not least, and of course, the name stays in the news until it's always in the news. And if it ain't in the news, he's still in the news somehow, some way. And if he ain't in the news, it's still social media. Brandon Ayuk again, man. And another post from him. And now he's got a warrant out for arrest because of his post of him speeding in front of Levi Stadium. How much crazier is this shit gonna get?
It's crazy as you speak, man. Like, how do you go from making $30 million a year to not show up last year to making boneheaded decisions? That's not a good sign, man. If you want to make your comeback into the NFL, bro, that is not the way to go. But this was months ago. This is where the cops were definitely thinking about investigating. But Ayuk thought it was so cool to just post that shit randomly, bro. And then to make things worse, bro, why are you tweeting stuff, Ayuk? You need to stay silent and just, dude, don't say nothing. You're already making it look bad.
Well, yeah, we definitely got his post of him unfollowing damn near everybody except for three things: his wife, Jalen Daniels, and the Washington Commanders. So outside of that, and here's the kicker part. After the fact that the war was posted, today he was out there posting on driving on a race car track in a Mercedes. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro?
Oh, dude. Hey, dude. So here's something. Oh, wait, hold on. No, I found the picture. There's another picture of Ayuk, if I could find it. Oh, man, there's another. Oh, wait a minute. So the picture of Ayuk that we're talking about here, man, is the jail, man. That guy's as we speak, bro. He could be behind bars right now as we speak, dude. Like, honestly, from being honest with you about what's going on with the situation, bro, Ayuk's pretty much put it to himself, man. Like, this is what you throw away. Your future, Ayuk, you are behind bars. You go from making money, bro, to throwing away your career, man. Go to the mental institution. Stay the hell away from your wife and other families, bro. They've been brainwashing you, bro.
I ain't gonna. I'm not bringing in the family or none of that. That's still a crazy.
But that's the influence. That's the problem. That's the influence. They're the ones that cost them those mistakes.
We could only assume that, brother. We don't know we don't really know what he's doing.
That's what I've heard.
Not post nothing. It could be
the friend.
Bread and cars.
It could be the friends. It could be the friends and his other circle of the family. But I'm just saying that circle is what's caused it. there's people who have their family circles and they're good, but there's some that are just bad influence.
Yeah, we got people like
You ever had a cousin that was a bad influence to you and made you tell you to do this?
all the time.
Ever had an older sibling tell you to do this shit?
Yo,
Those are the bad apples I'm talking about. or how about the greedy parents, man? That's your bad influence. That's the ones I'm referring to.
You ain't even got the and then you got the course, you got the homies too.
And then you got the toxic wife. Ooh, not good.
You never know, bro. In this day and age, man, you never know with these days, man. Man, at the end of the day, Brandon Ayuk is the one that got to get it right, and
he's got to figure it out. He's the only one that can figure it out. He has to control his environment first. He's got to put him in check.
Well, maybe this warrant might do that. Maybe this might turn it around. I don't know, dog. We don't know. It just I don't understand the crazy wild turnaround, the weird post, him supposedly possibly being traded in the offseason while he was hurt. That's a weird take. We really don't have an answer as to why he just stopped.
I think money has destroyed him, but I think the Super Bowl game kind of ruined him personally, because remember that question, he just couldn't get over that fact that he couldn't get enough targets. He was complaining about it all offseason that year, remember?
Yeah, I do.
Remember who tweeted the dumb stuff? His older brother and his soon-to-be wife. They're the ones that started the shit. So that's what I'm saying. It's their fault for causing the issue too. So you are what you're surrounded by. That's just my metaphor. You are what you are surrounded by.
Man, it's just a wild take, man. But at the end of the day, man, we praying for Brandon Ayuk to turn it around. At the end of the day,
I pray that he just doesn't play football. I pray that he
doesn't play football. He doesn't play football. I think at this point, that's probably where the route is headed. At this point, I said this months ago, man. We definitely need to just hopefully gets this mental health thing turned around. I definitely feel like it is definitely a mental health issue as far as Brandon Ayuk. I don't feel like he was the same right after getting hurt, probably. So, and I think, of course, when you're an injured player and stuff, you want to be on with your team and shit like that. So you kind of, maybe he went into maybe a really, really dark space, man. And like I said, it's all about his mentals at this point, bro. And I think pretty much checked out, bro.
I mean, what dark place can he be, bro? Like, it can be that he was frustrated with the way he was utilizing that Super Bowl game.
Yep.
But hey, let's wish him the best of luck, but it's just unfortunate for him. I don't wish nothing bad on the guy. I mean, it's what it is.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we do want the best for Brandon Ayuk at the end of the day, man, because at the end of the day, he did do good things for this football team. A lot of people are probably still a fan of him at the end of the day, man. I definitely probably would still be a fan of him if it wasn't for the bullshit that's going on with him right now. But at the end of the day, man, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to 49ers Roundup, man.
Honestly,
we'll have more to talk about next week, man. This is your boy.
Hell yeah.
Man. Shout out to my boy CG Ruthless in the building, man. And then until next time, man, we are out. Peace.
Roundup.
Damn, bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn, fuck a hood, catch you for a gram. Pussy nigga, do you know who I am? Damn, bitch ass boy, you a fan. Damn, fuck a hood, catch you for a gram.